4 years ago, I had a vision for an organizational community whose purpose and activities and operations and governance were organized around relational principles and practices. I stand here today as the executive director of that organization. We realized that vision. It's happened. But it's only a beginning. Now that we're here, we have so much to learn. An early objective was to host an international conference to explore overlapping work of multiple disciplines and practice communities interested in the ethical implications of a relational term. I'm pleased to say that we have realized that vision. It's happening.
That's the question. When you talk about relationship, what are you talking about? We're going to spend a weekend on it. What is it? What do you mean by it? How do you, as we say today, practice it? I love that word practice because it implies both an intentionality, like having a practice, and also a repeated action. And we do practice relationship every day.
So I start from the view that self and other are co-emergent. And that is one view of relational, and there are many other views. If you start from that view, that there is no self without other, and that the particular self that one is focusing on or that is being acted out at some moment in time is very much called forth in relation to some other, then that for me is my fundamental starting point. How do I then develop that? I'm sure many others would share similar views, and certainly I've drawn from the work of many others in developing this heartfelt view. Self and other are constantly being made in relation, in ongoing relational processes.
The movie Shane, I don't know how many have seen that. It's a classical movie. Alan Ladd plays the isolated hero who rides into town and at the end kills all the bad guys, and the 6-year-old boy is watching from under the table. Wow, he killed him, boo, 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 boo. And then Shane rides off. And then if you remember one scene from a Western movie, it's Shane, don't go, Shane, don't go, come back, Shane. And the boy is saying that, and of course Shane is riding off on his horse. Well, that boy is what relationality is all about, because he's saying two things to Shane. The more obvious one is, I need you, Shane. I need the connection with you. Don't leave me. But he's saying something even more important than that. He's saying, Shane, you need me. Don't you know that? You need me too. You just can't go off and be by yourself and pretend that you're the self-contained person.
Very involved as constructionists. How do you work across the multiplicities of values, of pragmatics? Then it becomes a question of how do we go on together, given this set of multiplicities? How do we live together? Now the ultimate, in terms of the ethic here, is if we have a process of relatedness, out of which the very idea of value comes, out of which the very desire to live emerges, if you got that process, then the value is sustaining that process. Otherwise, it's nothing. And if we're going to live in a sea of multiplicities, being able to cross over those boundaries, to locate the possibilities is absolutely imperative. That is sustainability.
I want to bring into this conversation, bring into the mindfulness around the conversation, which is try not to be connected, right? Because we're working, I'm working, and I think many of us are working from the spaces as a relational perspective that we are inherently connected. So the places that we're experiencing disconnection are illusions, right? Or delusions.
It's not duking it out who's got the truth, and it's not coming to consensus where nobody's happy because it's so little that they can agree on, but it's how do we keep all the balls in the air and find a way to talk with one another.
But Freire identifies the difference between conscious and conscient. And conscient doesn't mean that I know, but it means I know that I know. And for us in Theatre de Presse, this is the huge gap of liberation. That a lot of people know, a lot of alcoholics know they have a drinking problem. They don't necessarily know that they know. A lot of people know that they're struggling with under-earning and wages that are not exemplary of their worth, but they don't necessarily know that they know this, which can give them some agency in shifting the landscape around them for change. So, people who spoke to this, I thought, again, Gordon, turning your attention within, what is it that you notice? And then turning your attention without, what is it that you notice? And to see them seeing you, which is for us what we really call seeing. In Theatre de Presse, we identify the difference between looking, which is a physical act, to seeing, which is an aesthetic. It engages the mind, heart, and the body. And it's not a given that everybody knows how to see.
I believe we must start by creating a culture of engagement. And as with any culture, sustaining community engagement will require a distinct language, unique rituals, and yes, new skills. We've glimpsed the beginnings of just such a culture at the Relational Center. And I imagine all of you here have had glimpses of your own. So I invite us all to bring our glimpses together over the next few days and build a shared picture of a relational turn towards sustainability. Welcome.